Are you looking for better shooting experience? How about a facility where you can shoot all of your firearms in the same day, where you can move and shoot steel, draw from the holster, and practice your rifle work out to 600 yards? Shoot a very challenging sporting clays course or a round of trap or skeet. You can do all that and much more at the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Hi, I'm David Lombardo, president of the Aurora Sportsman's Club. If you love the outdoors, you'll want to know all about Northern Illinois' largest outdoor shooting facility, the Aurora Sportsman's Club. If you're a novice looking for a basic course, an experienced shooter looking for an advanced course, or perhaps you want to participate in your favorite shooting event, or just spend an enjoyable day with a family, the Aurora Sportsman's Club is the only shooting facility in the region that offers all that and more. Interested? Then you won't want to miss the next orientation and tour of the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Call, email, or visit our website today to find out how you can become part of a better shooting experience at the Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois.
He is the human Molotov cocktail that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them.
So we're going to create a new government that serves you, your family, and your country.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues, here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David's rant of the week is California Assemblyman does the Second Amendment limbo, with David and Gretchen talking about yet more California anti-gun nonsense and an NRA lawsuit against California. Then we'll bring you up to date on Target Media Group's coverage of today's law enforcement torch run to support the Special Olympics. It was held at the St. Charles Sportsman's Club. We'll also be looking at the bill in Springfield that seeks to shut down gun stores statewide, Bloomberg's latest plot to bring an end to private gun ownership. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So give us a call at 815-205-1584. That's 815-205-1584. Or go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question or make a comment there.
And now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's time for David's Rant of the Week.
I can't count the number of times my Rant of the Week subject has been about liberals who excoriate conservatives for doing something they do all the time. Don't do as I do as I say is a fundamental precept of liberalism. And now there's another shining example of how low a liberal can go. California Assemblyman Evan Lowe, apparently an avid shotgunner, recently posted a video on his Facebook page showing him handily dispatching clay birds at the Los Altos Rod and Gun Club. Lowe was knocking them down at a rate that would indicate he was pretty darn familiar with the business end of a shotgun. Now, I understand that there are plenty of Democrats who love shooting every bit as much as Republicans. But when it comes to Lowe, it's a bit perplexing. As a California Assemblyman, Lowe is not known to be an advocate of the right to bear arms, nor a friend of the NRA. A TruthRevolt.com article relates how Lowe holds the National Rifle Association directly responsible for mass shootings. According to the May 18th article, shortly after the Orlando terrorist attack, Lowe personally called out NRA lobbyist Dan Reed during a hearing, saying, "It's very difficult for me to sit here and look at you in the eyes and have respect for you, sir, Dan, because not only because of lives that have been cut because of your organization, mothers and fathers, but many lives have been shattered by it." He then goes a little lower. After reading out loud the names of some of the Pulse nightclub shooting victims, Lowe stooped still lower by saying none of them could be present because they were all dead, and accused Reed of murder. Specifically, Lowe said, "Of course, the reason they were murdered was because of basically your organization, which has vigorously lobbied to allow for these things to occur and to acquire weapons." Unquote. Interesting words from a guy who's a shooter, And it makes me wonder how many Islamic terrorists he thinks belong to the NRA. Apparently no one bothered to tell Lowe that the 49 people who died that night were killed by an Islamic terrorist. As difficult as it may be to wrap your brain around this so far, Lowe sinks even further. Assemblyman Evan Lowe is a major proponent of the idea of making the entire state of California a sanctuary state for illegal aliens. Unless you've been tied up binge-watching all 30 seasons of The Simpsons, you know sanctuary states for illegal aliens are, well, illegal on several levels. First of all, illegal aliens are, illegal, period. Second, many illegal aliens go on to commit violent crimes in the local community. And finally, declaring a state to be a sanctuary state, essentially a get-out-of-jail-free card for illegals to live there, is in and of itself illegal. Of course, being illegal doesn't deter the blue states one bit. Being illegal is another of the fundamental precepts of liberalism. Other brilliant positions Lowe holds include demanding President Trump's resignation or, if necessary, impeachment, and abolishing the Electoral College. I have no doubt, at this very moment, he's hatching another wacky anti-Second Amendment idea, which begs the question, how low can Lowe go? I don't know. And that, Gretchen, is my hastily written rant for the week.
Are you trying to be the new Dr. Seuss? I was going to say you're trying to give him a run for his money, but he's dead. So.
Yes, it'd be an easy run, yeah. Although...
No, actually, he's got quite a head start on you.
I was just going to say, as I learned somewhere around the 4th, 5th, or 6th time I was nominated for Aerospace Journalist of the Year, I lost to a dead guy. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. It wasn't his fault. Or I don't know, maybe it was, but you're right. You can't win against a dead guy. I mean, everyone goes, oh.
Well, there's that, and like I said, he's got like a 30-year head start on you, or more.
That's true.
Maybe more than that.
It might be interesting. See, now you planted a seed in my thoughts. Well, it might be interesting to do a rant like Dr. Seuss.
I thought you already did that once.
Apparently, it wasn't very good because I don't remember.
You did a rrimey one time. I don't know if it was.
I've done that occasionally.
I don't know if it was Dr. Seussical per se.
It's a dynamic language, isn't it?
Oh, that's a word.
Seussical.
Seussical the musical. Yeah, it's a thing. Look it up.
While we're talking, Eric, I want you to look up Seussical.
Seussical, all right.
It sounds like amuse-bouche is what it sounds like. It sounds like something that you get at a really expensive place.
Well, then we love it.
Well, that's it.
I love amuse-bouche.
I'm afraid what I might find on the computer when I look that up.
I'm afraid what I eat when there's amuse-bouche.
I guarantee it won't be as bad as if you Google Pyrex.
Give us a call at 815-205-1584. Tell us how much you love the state of California.
I have a really funny story about that I'll tell you off the air.
I don't mean for the show to interrupt your little tete-a-tete here. It's been one of those days.
It has.
We'll talk about that in the next segment.
It's been pure
if we survive the first segment.
Pure laughs from end to end.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing that is going on, California's had this magazine ban. They just seem to come up with stuff. First of all, I wonder, and I really do, I seriously wonder this. I wonder if when they dream some of this stuff up, they go, it's never going to fly. But they just do it.
Right.
Just to do it.
Well, I think in Illinois they do, so why not California?
Well, because they're really out on the left coast, literally, but they're true nutballs out there.
Somebody sent you a Wikipedia entry about Dr. Seuss.
Sent what?
Wikipedia entry about Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I just found the Seussical Wikipedia entry.
Am I listed as part of it? Did I do Dr. Seuss before? No?
Not yet.
What was his name?
Oh, Larry. Theodore Geisel.
Geisel, right, yeah. He was a PhD, as I recall, too.
Might have been.
I think so. Only PhDs could come up with that stuff. So anyway...
Piles higher and deeper.
They have California has a maximum capacity 10 rounds in magazines. So they're being the NRA has filed a lawsuit against them, and we
along with the California Rifle and Pistol Association.
Yeah. I get their emails every week. I don't, The interesting thing about California is large sections of California are very conservative. But there's so many really wealthy people in those enclaves
Sure.
that...
In the liberal enclaves.
Yeah, in the liberal enclaves, right, yeah. You got them in San Francisco, you got them. Napa, you got them down in L.A.
Yeah, I was surprised that, I think it was maybe like 3 months ago, there was actually a rally for pro-Trump people in Los Angeles, I want to say. And I was surprised they were able to scrape together like 100 people.
And they survived?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, because, you know, the Fruit Loops don't have guns.
That's true. They probably, you know what? It was probably in Venice Beach because they're nutballs there all the time. They probably just wouldn't have even noticed that there were people rallying for Trump on Venice Beach.
Yeah.
It's have you ever been to L.A.?
I have. No, well, no, not L.A. I was in Santa Ana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where they have wind.
Right.
Yeah, Santa Ana winds.
But yeah, no, I've not been in LA.
Venice Beach is Venice Beach is Boys Town in color. It's it's not, and it's not that it's like all gay, but it's just like it's very flamboyant.
Okay.
Yeah, very flamboyant. And you never know what you'll see when you go. It is actually fun to go to Venice Beach because it's just crazy. It's just nutty.
It could be a good time. Don't they roller skate there?
Yeah, heavy.
Well,
big
then
time.
I would love it.
Yeah, big time. That's a real big thing.
Whenever I travel to someplace new, I think to myself, which skates do I bring?
There you go. That would be the place because that is a big deal there. They got pathways and stuff that you can do that on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about today. We covered the event for Special Olympics fundraiser, so we'll talk about today when we come back. Give us a call 815-205-1584, and we'll be back after these messages with more
on Target Radio.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. The On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Do you dread writing? Is it challenging to find just the right words to get your point across? Do you put off developing marketing materials because you just don't know where to start? You get one chance to make a first impression, and my editor, Creative Business Services, can help make it a strong, positive one. Hi, this is Gretchen Fritz, co-host of On Target Radio, and I'd like to tell you about My Editor, a business I started to help you overcome those concerns. What you're experiencing is very common. My Editor has helped business owners, candidates for political office, and even authors and public speakers. At My Editor Creative Business Services, we can simply edit your existing work or help you develop an entire writing plan of action from initial project design through final copy. We are easy to work with and will help you get your point across in the most effective manner. If words escape you, send me an email at myeditor@mail.com. Use My Editor Creative Business Services and go to print with confidence. That's myeditor@mail.com or find us on Facebook.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
So I'm looking forward to when I can take delivery of my new 2017 Harley and my Can-Am Commander EXT, which I bought a $10 ticket on each one of those today at the fundraiser, and I can feel it.
Should I do what my sister and I used to do?
I don't know. Can I take pictures? I don't know. What did you used to do?
The minute you walked in the joint, I could tell you were a man of distinction, a real big spender.
Did you and your sister used to do that?
We used to sing it to my dad.
Did you have like canes and
he would be
hats?
like, "Stop it, stop it." Do you remember that, Dad? I know he does. I'm being smart aleck because I know he remembers.
Well, it was an interesting day. It was law enforcement. What's the official name?
It's called the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics.
For Special Olympics. And it was well attended. It was very well attended.
So it is a run. Law enforcement officers organize these legs of multiple runs. So it's like a relay spread out over multiple weekends. And it's all over, the northern Illinois area. And then they have like a big culminating run, and they run the torch into the Special Olympics.
And it was cold.
And they raise millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Not today, but over, every year they raise millions of dollars.
It was a good event today, and a lot of people turned out considering it was pretty
not
nippy.
A nice day.
It was supposed to warm up and did not.
No, it did not. It was in Elburn at the St. Charles Sportsman's Club, and it was not nice out there.
No, but it was well attended.
Yeah, we were walking around to take video of the different shooting events, and there's just cars everywhere. I mean, they stuck cars were parked everywhere. There was hundreds of people there.
I'll be writing an article on it for the Illinois Shooter, which will come out in the upcoming edition.
It's not the next one, but I think it's probably the fall one, because we're coming out with the summer one now.
Correct, but it's not out. I mean, it's still.
Is it going to be? They're holding it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, because my next
yours
article
is fall, because we won't go to the thing until
we're going to the Department of Defense Warrior Games.
Right.
And I'm going to report on that, but that's going to be in the fall issue.
So we also did video, so we'll put together a package and about the event, and we'll put it up on Facebook, on YouTube, and Jim McReynolds is going to put it up on their website for the torch run. Mm-hmm. And they were nice folks. Jim and Colleen, they started this whole
I was thinking about it after we left. They were saying, "Oh yeah, we need to get more publicity. We're so glad you're here, and we're so glad you're doing this." And I'm thinking, how could you have any more people here?
Yeah, really. They really were packed. What was kind of fun, though, and I don't know, we didn't really know that we would get to do it, but we interviewed a couple of the Olympiads, and that was fun. That was nice.
I was going to say, you were saying we were going to put a package on our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. And our new friend Benjamin is very excited about that.
Have you been corresponding with him?
No. When we were done with the interview, the second interview.
Yeah. He liked being on camera.
He insisted that we interview him a second time. And after that, the first thing he wanted to know is how do I see this? Where's this going to be?
What was interesting when we interviewed him,
he was pretty with it.
When we interviewed him the second time. The first time it was just kind of, okay. It was, he was talking about it. The second time he was like driven. He was on the budget, the state of Illinois budget.
Right. Obviously, for people with disabilities, some of, the services that are provided to them, and possibly even, caretakers. Sometimes family members get paid by the state to take care of disabled people in their family. And so it's important for people like that, and he actually went to Springfield as I'm assume part of a group.
They made him an honorary page.
Right,
he had a badge.
He had a floor pass for the Senate.
Which I thought was really cool. We don't get floor passes for the Senate.
Oh, right, exactly. Although,
I can't get a key to the washroom.
I know Mark Batnick, so, he just takes me onto the floor whenever I'm there,
Great. I don't go.
But yeah, he definitely He definitely, had his talking points, and he was very, very driven.
Batnick puts you on the floor. Last time I was down there.
There's a picture of me and my mom with Mark standing at the podium, actually.
Last time I was in Springfield, I was under indictment in front of a committee meeting. They dragged me on the floor. You know what I'm saying? That was cuffed.
Yeah.
Orange is the new black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a nice talk with Duncan Fiedler, who is on the board and the membership chairman there, and you'll be interested in this, Eric. He was talking about. I just mentioned I thought it'd be fun for ASC to have like a team, shotgun guys, and challenge St. Charles and have a back and forth, like 1 month and one next month and the other. And he thought it was a great idea.
I think that is a great idea.
I won't be shooting it because I'd be lucky. I can't even hit the air when I shoot a shotgun. But
yeah, I'm dreadful, but it's fun.
It is fun, and I think it would be fun to do it. Probably sporting clays. I don't know.
I think that would add another level to our sport. It'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Good folks. They were a nice place. I hadn't been there in a number of years, but it's a nice club. So, actually, but the day went well. The interviews went well. It's just it was cold.
Mm-hmm. We were woefully unprepared.
Yeah. We both brought jackets and thought it'd be okay, but it wasn't. I should have brought like down jackets.
Yeah,
or something.
I would have worn like long underwear.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it was chilly. Well, no, it was chilly, but they do. They had some raffles. They had an auction, firearms, not just firearms. They had a bunch of stuff, and they were raffling. They had a raffle for the Harley and a raffle for a 4-wheel drive and some other things. And they had free food. That was a good deal.
Well, it was part of everyone else's ticket, but
it was free to us.
We walked in, so
exactly. They just go. Those people look like they need food.
But I was thinking about it. They probably gave us $2 worth of free food. So
well, but it was nice.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not complaining.
And so the competition was and the whole thing started with bagpipes.
Yes, the Shannon Rovers were there. I mean, this is not just any group. I thought it was maybe some suburban group of bagpipers, and no, it's the Shannon Rovers.
Came all the way from Shannon. Shannon, Illinois, probably, right? Yeah.
Right outside of Chicago.
I was I just hallucinating, or was there a woman in that group?
Yeah, there's a woman.
Shouldn't she have been wearing pants?
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
No,
the guys
you're right.
are wearing skirts. I know they're killed.
You're right.
Yeah.
In like the military and marching bands and things of that nature, the uniform is the uniform. Everybody wears the same uniform.
It was a bad joke.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
It was so funny, though, because when they kind of, obviously, I'm sure they didn't all drive together, so they kind of trickled in. And the first guy that I saw wearing a kilt, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's a tactical kilt.
I was thinking he wants to use the women's restroom.
It was a very cold day to be freeballing, though, I will say.
Can we say that?
I guess so. But we'll let it slide.
I don't know. Call George. Ask him if we can say that.
That's not a curse word.
Well, there are certain body parts, I think, we probably don't want to.
You know what? I know. I just do it just to see the look on your face.
I'm the guy.
See, even he thinks it's funny.
When I first met you and I was putting together a desk, you thought I was going to murder you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could actually see that.
In all fairness, that I brought that desk back to Staples in pieces.
No, actually, it was not a desk. It was a shelving unit, and it was from Menards.
Whichever.
You took it back.
Was
to
it Menards?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
I brought it back in pieces. I'd just go take this thing.
He was cursing at that thing more than I have ever heard anyone curse at anything. It was like in the movie A Christmas Story. When he was like, there's still a cloud of curse words hanging over Lake Michigan. He contributed to that.
I actually learned a few words that day. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he just started making up curse words because he ran out of all like the standard ones.
This is the problem I have with ordering a new desk, because
you know it's going to be a bitch.
exactly it says comes in 5 cartons, assembly required 500 pounds. Yes, I'm going, what the hell kind of desk takes 5 cartons, weighs 500 pounds?
A big one.
Yeah.
I have the answer. It's large.
I can see me trying to get it up the stairs.
So that TV stand that I bought,
yeah,
it came in like, I would say roughly 36 pieces.
I kid you not.
My mom and I spent like several hours putting it together.
I was looking at a desk at Staples, which looked very nice. And I opened the drawer and the instruction booklet was in it. It had hundreds of parts. It had these minute details with washers and, nuts go here and spring. They actually they'll come and put it together for you for hundreds of dollars, almost as much as the desk costs.
Sure.
How did we get off that on it?
Did you know that there are websites? One of them's called Fiverr, but there's other ones that you can hire people for a very small amount of money to come do things like that.
They're probably like mass murders or something.
Yeah, but you have guns. What are you afraid of?
And there is that. There's that point.
It's like when I bought that TV stand. I'm like, well, I have to go to Aurora to get it, but that's okay. I carry a gun, so I don't care.
I'm good. I'm fine. Anyway, just to sum it up, so they had an option. You could shoot trap, skeet. Was skeet too? Yeah, they did skeet too, didn't they?
Yes, it was
trap, skeet, 5-stand,
sporting clays.
And sporting clays. Yeah. But some organization actually bought up 5-stand for the day. They actually just bought the whole thing up. Yeah, it was a company or something. They just bought the whole thing for the day.
Oh.
And paid whatever the donation was to do it. Mm-hmm. So I forget exactly how much did he say they typically raise? 80,000 or something like that?
I don't remember what the one day.
Watch our video. It'll be out
was.
within a couple of days. I'll have it up. Watch the video and it'll tell you. And it was Eric is making his debut as a cameraman in.
We'll see if we get any usable footage out of that.
Well, there is that problem.
Hopefully.
There is potentially that problem.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Illinois bill trying to shut down gun shows, or gun dealers.
And
FFL specifically.
And SB 556.
That's it. So all that and more when we return with more
on Target Radio.
Hi, I'm David Lombardo, co-host of On Target Radio, and I'd like to offer you a partnership opportunity. For over 4 years, On Target Radio covered the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech on AM 560 The Answer. But a 1-minute commercial was $200, making it tough to find enough sponsors. So last November, we left AM 560 and began podcasting. There's a learning curve to podcasting, and we've worked through the kinks and would now like to make you an offer. You can have a 60-second audio or video commercial for as little as $25 a week. We can also offer fellow conservatives their own radio or video podcast for as little as $100 a week, with equipment and technical personnel included. You provide the content and host, plus get 6 free minutes of commercial time you can sell yourself. If you'd like to be an On Target Radio sponsor or explore the possibility of having your own show, call me at 815-741-3474, and let's explore the possibilities together.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
This segment is brought to you by the Will County Grassroots Division of the Illinois State Rifle Association. Join like-minded friends supporting the right to keep and bear arms in Illinois at 7 p.m. on the third Wednesday of the month at the Silver Dollar Restaurant in Elwood, Illinois.
So the latest thing on the gun dealer is we know it came out of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
came out of committee, went to Senate voted for it, sent it to the House, came out of committee of the House. And now it's like this big pile of smoking whatever, sitting there waiting for something to happen.
Right, and I mean, everybody's freaking out that this actually could be a thing.
This would first of all, they say it will close all gun stores. That's a little bit of a stretch.
We'll close the smaller ones.
It will, what it will do is written. Small guys, FFLs, have always had a horrible time competing with big box. Just because big box buys in quantity, they can't beat the price. They can't even match the price in most cases. So they've always been at a disadvantage. This puts them at a further disadvantage.
Right.
Which literally, it has that economic issue because the big box stores are exempted from dealing with this stuff.
Right.
And the poor guy working out of his house is screwed because he has to have heightened security now. He's open to checks. Well, now it's not now. It's past.
If they pass it.
If they pass it. Got to have, he has to be available. The state police can walk in anytime and audit him. They got all this, and the whole thing, and it's all troubling, but the most troubling thing of all is there's a fee, and nobody is held accountable to the legislature for that fee. Meaning, whatever agency, ISP, or whoever is going to do this can go, right now, let's say, if they say, oh, it won't be much. Okay, maybe today it won't be. They could raise it to $10,000 if they want it, because there's no accountability for the fee itself. Whoever the agency is, they can go, well, we need to raise it to, pay for our vacations or something.
Sure.
And the whole thing is troubling.
Well, right. The problem with all of these additional regulations is that, FFLs are already highly regulated by the federal government.
Right.
So, the idea that Illinois needs more regulation of the firearms industry is rather ludicrous. And what it would do to any gun store that decides to stay in business is complying with this would make it so that they would have to spend so much money, they'd have to raise the price of every gun, and, in order to pass that on to us, and it would put guns out of the reach of most people, average people like myself and yourself.
The other thing, it will limit you, and maybe this doesn't affect a lot of people, but still, you can't sell, as an individual, you can't sell more than 9 guns in a year. So if you have a lot of firearms and you want to divest yourself, you want to offload some of them, you can't do more than 9.
Yeah, 9 is the limit. So yeah, I mean, if someone had a crap ton of guns like you, and that person were to pass away, their executor could only dispose of those guns 9 at a time. As I see it, I mean, most people who buy a lot of guns or who have a lot of guns don't liquidate their entire collections,
No.
quickly like that, unless it's a death situation usually.
It's just that the whole thing is kind of screwed up. So we're not sure. I mean, this may be the first test of Rauner.
Yeah.
It
might be. I mean, that's what people have been saying on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're like, well, Rauner will veto it. It's like, well,
maybe.
We think he will,
yeah,
but we can't be sure.
It's true.
And the other thing I want to say about competition is that, if the small gun stores go out of business, there'll be even less competitions for the big box places, and so even they will raise their prices to ridiculous levels that will make it out of reach for normal people like me. And then they're coming in with Senate Bill 556, which was a shell bill, and they amended it, so it's really the amendment that is making it a bad gun bill. And it's basically banning all semi-automatic pistols and rifles.
Right.
And probably shotguns, too.
Yeah. One other thing about the House thing. There's been a fairly significant controversy about the Illinois Firearm Manufacturers Association and Springfield Arms and Rock River, which John Bach, John, and I almost simultaneously came out with articles on that. And what hit the fan? It was not evenly distributed. It went very, very narrowly. And that was, what is that now? That's probably 10 days ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And there's still recoil coming
it?
from that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's still a lot of blowback coming from that.
Okay.
And all I can say is that I'm not going to get in the middle of this. Well, I already am.
Yeah, you kind of jumped in it.
Sort of started it, but initially, the word from Springfield Armory was, this was Illinois Firearm Manufacturers Association. That's just an association of of manufacturers, and we trusted the guy, and he'd be Now, they're actually saying, well, it was really just Springfield Arms and Rock River, which is what I wrote in the article. So he's fessed up and said that, and he said, we've disbanded it, it doesn't exist anymore. You just mark my words, you have not heard of the end of this.
I'm sure.
This is going to get bigger and bigger as it goes on.
I'm sure I haven't.
Yeah. We have a caller. And we only have a short time, but we do have a caller who wants to talk about something about actually this the gun dealer thing. Are you on the line?
Yes, Dave. Greetings. It's Jeff from Berwyn.
Okay. Yeah, you got a minute here. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Friday, when I saw that this gun dealer law passed out of the House committee by a vote of 7-6, I called the ISRA, and I asked the person who answered the phone. She was very nice, very kind. I said, has Rauner indicated whether he will veto this bill or not? And she said, well, I'm not sure. Let me check. So she put me on hold, and she came back a minute later. She says, no, he's not indicated it, but if it is passed by the House, that they have a strategy. The ISRA has a strategy to deal with that. Now, upon further research, this same bill was defeated in the House last June, right before the end of the session, by a vote of 43 to 55.
Yeah, the article that I wrote stated that.
Yeah, I found it. I don't know where I found the article on the internet, but the cow from Addison, her name is Willis. She resubmitted. She changed a few words and resubmitted the bill back in June, but there wasn't time before the session is dismissed for the summer. These people are fanatics. They're Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And so I'm not depressed that the House is going to pass it, but I think that Rauner will veto it, if nothing else, if we put enough political pressure on him. He needs us for the election next year. He needs our votes.
He definitely
does. And I think
does.
he should know in very polite, professional way that we expect him to veto this bill, or we will not vote for him next year. That's just my take on it.
Of course, he has more money than God. He's probably going, if I don't get reelected, take a vacation.
Yeah, well, money doesn't elect you, votes do.
No, I'm thinking, he's probably thinking, if I don't get reelected, okay.
Right.
He doesn't really need a job.
No, he doesn't need a job, but it's an ego thing for him, which is fine. He's keeping the tyrant Madigan at bay anyway. But also, we're up to 141 co-sponsors on the Hearing Protection Act. We added 4 more in the last couple of weeks.
Well, good.
So we're slowly but surely. So all is not lost, and this Senate bill, the amendment was added by this Chicago Democrat called Munoz.
Munoz,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and what's disgusting is he claims to have been in the Army Special Forces or something, or Navy, something like that. So how a guy that supposedly served in the military could
Tammy Duckworth
introduce a bill.
Tammy Duckworth lost her legs flying a helicopter in was Afghanistan or one of them?
Something like that.
One of them.
I don't remember, but anyway, all right, that's all I wanted to say. I know
Thanks.
You're running out of time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out. So ISRA has a plan.
I'm not surprised.
I was not aware of the plan. They didn't call me.
Do they usually?
Yeah, I just talked to Don the other day, and he didn't say, hey, by the way, we got a plan.
I'm not sure he's the man with the plan.
He's the president.
I think
he's
Richard,
going to take me to breakfast. That's worth something.
Richard is the man with the plan. Yeah, that's Don's only plan, is taking you out to breakfast.
And you know what? God love him.
That's just okay with you.
I'm fine with him. I said, He sent me a thing. He goes, "You, Doug, and I need to go to breakfast." And I go, "You buying?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I'm in."
His plan is to crowdsource a plan.
Exactly. Anytime Moran buys breakfast, I'm up. I don't care where we go. It's fine.
Well,
That's good.
I'm concerned about SB 556, to be honest with you. I posted, just for anyone's information, and I'll say this again in my action items, but I put the full instructions of how to file a witness slip against SB 556 on Facebook, on our Facebook page. So if you're interested in doing that, please look on our Facebook page for the information. But yeah, all semi-autos. And this is not the assault weapons ban. This is going much farther. This is taking away all of, I think, except for my shotgun, all my guns are semi-automatic. So
yeah, I have precious few. Well, that's not quite true. If I start looking at rifles, I got bolt action.
You've got some shotguns and stuff there.
That's true.
Not.
Well, anyway.
And just to add to your witness slip comment, if you go and create an account, filing a witness slip literally takes like 2 seconds.
It really gets easy. Yeah, it's true.
It's all filled out for you.
Oh, yeah, because your name's filled in.
Exactly. Your name, all the information that you have to fill out. There's some special fields on there. You have to enter information in. And
here's the part about witness slip I don't really know that I understand. It says, it gives you a choice. Going to appear. Who do you represent? Have a written statement. Is that the witness slip?
You usually do record of appearance only. I don't know if you wanted to submit a written statement, how you would do that.
Well, I just don't know, because they give you, I think, 3 choices. I forget what the third one is, but
I don't recall.
I've been checking that. I thought that was a written statement.
I always do the record of appearance.
Yeah, they tell us to do
You're not going to appear.
Record of appearance. Yeah, but that's what the ISRA always tells us to put.
I've been doing it wrong. I'm probably throwing the whole thing off.
You are.
I'm going to be responsible for
You're
failure.
ruining everything.
So, anyway.
I learned that from my sister.
When you learned the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. That went over well. So, anyway.
It took me a second. I completely forgot about the song.
Well, you could do it in the next segment. Instead of doing, do you have anything else for the next segment besides?
For my action items?
Yeah, like head explosion type thing?
I don't.
Oh, there you go. Okay, when we return, we will not be doing that, but we will be doing action items of the week. How did you get it done? I didn't have time to do anything. All that and more when we return with more on Target Radio.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. The On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
In need of a ride to O'Hare or Midway Airport? Well, look no further. The Yellow Checker Cab Company is the cab company for you. With the Yellow Checker Cab Company, you will always be greeted by a friendly face and arrive safely and on time for your flight. Start your trip off right by taking advantage of one of their limos, shuttle vans, cabs, or courtesy cars. And airport trips are not all they specialize in. This 24-hour cab service will pick you up anytime, any day, for any occasion. From bachelorette parties to school dances to just a night out with friends. Yellow Checker Cab Company has the best rates in town. So sit back, relax, and leave the driving to the professionals. Once you experience their fast and affordable cab service, you'll be a customer for life. When it comes to cab companies, be sure to choose Yellow Checker Cab because you have the right to expect certain things from your cab company. For further information or to book your trip today, call 815-744-2900. That's 815-744-2900.
You're listening to On Target Radio with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
The ISRA encourages you to file witness slips through tomorrow at 4 p.m. against SB 556 as amended with Senate Floor Amendment 1. This is a ban of your favorite semi-auto firearms and magazines. This is done by amending an empty piece of legislation, a shell bill, that has already progressed in the Senate. If you look up the bill, you have to read the amendment, SFA 1, to see its impact. The status page of the bill will not show the new intent of the bill. Make your voice heard by submitting a witness slip against SB 556 in its new committee hearing. I put the full instructions for filing a witness slip on our Facebook page earlier tonight. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, June 3rd and 4th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida, Arizona, and Utah. Sunday, June 11th, Long Range Rifle, taught by Ed Janka. Sunday, June 11th, Tactical Pistol 1 and 2, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on Register.
Bloomberg is back at it again.
He sure is.
At some point...
Mo money, mo problems.
Yeah, at some point you think he'd go, this isn't working out. You know, maybe I'll move to China.
You know, just like Soros and... you know, all these other people, when you've got more money than God, you know, why not?
It's hardly even... When they say that he's given $20 million to something, it's like he's a multi-billionaire.
He's like that's like cleaning out his pockets.
Exactly. His pocket changed to a guy like that.
Yeah, he was making a trip to the dry cleaner and that was what he found, you know, so...
Oh, there's $2 million in here.
Yeah. Oh, I'll throw it in my Everytown account.
How much is the dry cleaner? Get changed for a mill? So his new one I find particularly interesting. His Everytown is creating an authors' council, obviously to push anti-gun agenda.
Right.
I'm thinking we should join. We're journalists.
That's true. We're authors.
So
I write fiction too. You don't write fiction, but I do.
I've been told that everything I write is fiction. Not sure.
Yeah, that's just because they don't like you. They're just jealous.
Yeah, they're jealous, all right.
Haters gonna hate.
Hate is gonna hate. We should learn to do a song together.
A song?
Yeah.
A rap song?
I don't care. You know, just you do one with your sister, now you do one with me.
Okay.
Get a straw hat.
But you're the one that will never sing.
As long as it's in my register, which is Any song you can come up with.
Yeah, but you're the guy that every time the topic of karaoke comes up, you like shit a brick and like act like I'm the worst person in the whole entire world.
Can you beep that out?
It's too late.
No. Do you really want to you want to do this on the air?
You're the one that brought up a song.
Well, I was being positive.
Okay, well.
And you went negative.
We'll have, sorry.
Yeah.
Authors Council.
Here's the question I have about the Authors Council. Doesn't he already have one? Everybody in the press is anti-gun.
Well, he already had a director of cultural engagement.
Which, if that's a euphemism, I've never heard of.
Right. Who oversees every town's storytelling efforts, partnerships with the creative community, and develops cultural assets that mobilize Americans to support common sense reforms.
Heavily emphasize on the word creative.
Right. Storytelling. Heavily emphasize on storytelling.
Yeah. Maybe Rachel Maddow will get involved.
Yeah. I'm sure she already is.
I can see they would have like teachers. Maddow would be perfect. The smirk.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? That has been there when they landed on the moon and.
Oh, Brian Williams.
Brian Williams could be there. He'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Oberman would be excellent because he can lie about anything.
He never told a true story in his life.
Yeah, and lately it appears who's the gray-haired guy is very distinguished looking, really, and a gay guy. He's on MSNBC or one of them.
Was it Scott Pelley?
No. Much more famous.
Much more famous and gay. Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper, right? Yeah. He apparently is totally off the rails too now.
Oh yeah, completely. Totally.
Which is a shame because he looks the part.
He works for CNN. I mean, and CNN is like the biggest purveyor of fake news that there is.
But what I say is, Anderson Cooper looks like he should be a journalist.
Kind of.
Oh yeah, he does. He looks.
I don't know. He's.
I think he's a fairly compare him to Keith Olbermann.
He's too skinny.
Well, see, I don't even think that. I'm just thinking. I'm looking, the hair and the face and stuff.
Yeah,
He looks,
if you think about like journalists, he's too skinny.
What do you think of Walter Cronkite? Do you think of Andy Rooney?
I'm thinking like not Dan Rather, the Brokaw, Tom Brokaw. He got paunchy.
He got old age.
Yeah, and
or what's his name?
Even
here in
Lester
Chicago?
Holt's. Even Lester Holt's a little bit paunchy.
Who's the guy in Chicago that I told you I'm walking down the street and I'm next to him, going into an art.
That was The Voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh no.
I can't think of his name now.
Oh,
I'm walking down the street.
Bill Curtis.
Bill Curtis. I'm walking down the street, and everybody knows what Bill Curtis is, right?
In Chicago.
Yeah, and I'm walking down the street, and we turn into this art house, because there was some interesting stuff. He was probably actually going there, but I looked at him, it was interesting. And all I said to the guy was, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" And he was the biggest jerk I've ever seen. He looked at me like I'd fallen off the moon. It's like that look of disdain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plebeian masses.
Yeah, typical liberalism. You know what? Newt Gingrich wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't.
I just pulled that out of my you-know-what. But
that's okay.
But Mr. Newt wouldn't do that. And we met Dennis Miller.
If we want to write for the Everytown Authors Council, we're going to have to learn how to pull stuff out of our you-know-what.
I don't think you have to. You can just say anything you want.
Which is what I'm talking about. That's what that is. But it says this is not new. An article in the April 2016 issue of Variety magazine detailed how the gun control group worked hand in hand with writers for the Netflix show House of Cards to push their anti-gun agenda. So they've been sort of dabbling in this for a while.
Well,
but now they're going like full on.
Precious few television shows or movies or anything anymore don't have some kind of a liberal bent.
Right. I mean,
and if they
that's
don't,
who's on the staff.
If they don't, it's totally neutral. It's never pro-conservative. And look, they're kicking. What's his name off the air?
Yeah, Tim Allen.
Tim Allen
got canceled.
Which is a highly rated show.
Yeah, that's what you said. I think it'll get picked up.
Well, and I hope it does.
I think it will. And that's been happening more and more lately, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I said this on Facebook, but I want to say it here for everyone, for the world to hear.
You're going to hear this here first.
That's right. I think I will, and I suggest that everyone do the same, that if it is picked up by a subscription service like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime or Hulu or something like that, and you don't have that service, I think we should all subscribe to that service and write them email and say, I am subscribing to your service because you picked up this particular show. I think they need to know, that people give a rip and are putting their money where their mouth is.
Well, I'm watching it now on Netflix. I mean, obviously not new ones, but the old ones. It is unabashedly conservative and Christian.
Yes.
And it's not, the best part about it is there's no moralizing.
Right.
He's not, in other words, he doesn't.
He's not overly religious.
He sort of swears, but.
No, but I mean, it's primetime TV, so they don't really.
He's a normal human being. He's not, pontificating or anything.
Right.
But he has basic, middle class, conservative values.
And when I've watched the show, I mean, I won't say I'm a regular viewer, but when I have watched it, and they never really talk about like going to church or anything. So they're not like they're not overly religious.
But it was
just conservative.
The one episode which was you put that scene on.
That was really good.
With the daughter.
Apparently that was recent. Yeah.
He's gonna give a talk at his daughter's school, and he starts. First thing he goes, here's what I wrote. What does he say? Dear ladies and gentlemen. He goes, ladies and gentlemen. She goes, you can't say that.
Can't say that.
He goes, what do you mean I can't say that? And she goes, it's on the list. You can't say that.
It excludes people who don't identify as either one.
And he goes, there's only men and women.
She goes, not anymore. He goes, there's only two choices. She goes, not anymore.
And the funniest thing is, the next morning
so
he comes
rewrites
downstairs.
It.
Yeah, he rewrites the speech, and he comes downstairs, and his wife says, I hope you didn't, I hope you followed the guidelines. He goes, oh yeah, I did.
He goes, I got them all in there.
I got them all in. It is a funny show.
Yeah, I like the one. So one of the plot lines is, or one of the storylines is that his dad has a pot store.
Oh,
and
his dad, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his dad was never, like, it seems like his dad wasn't really into it. He just sees it as a business opportunity, and now he's making money hand over fist selling pot legally. He's got a dispensary. And so there's this one episode where the same daughter, the middle daughter, has this, she participates in this fashion show. She created these fashions, and the grandpa attended, Tim Allen's dad attended. He thinks they're great. He thinks they're fantastic. And her teacher, grades her very badly on these outfits that she created. And so grandpa gives Mandy $5,000 to start her own business of making these clothes and selling them. And Tim Allen's like, you shouldn't be giving her all this money. And, and he's like, yeah, but I have it. And, I believe in what she's doing. And, she wants to be an entrepreneur, and I want to support that. And he goes, he's like, who knew that pot was so popular? And Tim Allen goes, everyone knew.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
There's some good stuff in there.
The other thing that was kind of interesting, because we're just about out of time, but I just want to mention it. This took place in North Dakota. A person who was in legal possession of a firearm, a woman, on her own property, not threatening anybody, somebody who was coming to visit them didn't even step foot on their property, called the police and said she has a gun, tried to get a restraining order, and the North Dakota Supreme Court goes, no, can't do that. Mm-hmm. She has a right to have the gun on her own property. Every time you get that, even though it's like it's a local state thing, that's just a precedent. It's something you can use. And we've said this before,
it's a good one. Yeah.
But it's like with the school thing. If they suspend your kid because he makes his finger like a gun, take him to court. Just you gotta make it painful for them.
Yeah.
You gotta start making it painful because they're getting the pass from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen tonight, and we'd appreciate it if you tell your friends about On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank our engineer, Eric Allen, and our sponsors, the Will County chapter of the ISRA, Yellow Checker of Joliet, My Editor Creative Business Services, the Aurora Sportsman's Club, and Safer USA.
Our announcer and new videographer.
Yes, our cameraman.
Yeah.
Videographer sounds like he does weddings.
We could...
We do not do weddings, for the record.
Well, I think that's enough. Anyway, and finally, we hope that you listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life.